captain that's healthy on this team, and you've been here for 4 years now. You get one more shot at the NCAA tournament, third in 4 years. What was your reaction to the NCAA selection committee selecting Washington State to host?
Um, well, we were just hoping to be here. We had a long trip on the road last year. I think it was 12 days in Florida, and it takes a toll on a team. And so having one more round at home and with our fan base, it just gives us an extra little boost.
Thinking about your journey as an individual player, too, you had that NCAA tournament berth in 2015. The team didn't qualify a year later. Then last year there was that surprise run, and now you see what you had to go through this year. Have you taken time at all in the past couple of days just to put this all in perspective now that your career is down to its last few games?
Honestly, I'm just trying to look forward and keep it going as long as I can. There will be time to look back once we're done, and it will be a great story, and every single person who has been on this team is part of it. But for now, we're going to keep this going as long as we can.
I talked about it with Morgan just now. 4 injuries, 5-game losing streak, just a brutally tough conference schedule. Just seeing how it all played out now, what do you think you learned as an individual player, having to deal with some adversity but then finishing more or less where you wanted to at the end of the season?
I think the key for me personally, especially being a captain, is to keep the team moving forward. You can't dwell on things that have happened, even with losses, goals scored against, injuries. You just have to keep moving forward. There's nothing for it. So figuring out how to stay positive through it all, even when there's quite a bit of pressure, has been a huge learning point for me.
And you've been banged up a little bit too. It seems like everybody on the team's had some sort of an injury, but what's changed over the last 3 or 4 games that's allowed you to return to playing like the Grace Hancock that everybody saw and knew for the first 3.5 years of your career?
It's been a little bit of confidence, a little bit of taking care of myself, but honestly, the biggest thing has been the team playing as a team. And when that happens, it gives each individual the freedom to be who they are, and really perform at their best.
And you look at like some of the injuries that have taken place in the midfield and the defense. You and Mickey at the center back position are having to integrate all these new faces into your formations and your sets. Like, as far as your leadership goes, what have you tried to do to just really get them ready to start consistently heading into the biggest games of the year?
It's just been all about confidence. Every single player on this team is here for a reason. They're good enough to be a Pac-12 player and to be a Pac-12 starter. We have a lot of depth on this team, and so trying to keep everyone as confident as possible will get the best out of them, and we can move forward from there.
Now, looking back at that 3-1 win over Montana on September 14th, I think, that was Rachel Thompson's first start. She played a great game. You guys were all very much healthy back then, but it really didn't seem like Montana could do much of anything offensively against you all. Without showing your hand too much, what do you remember about their offensive attack from that game?
They were good at coming at us. We just have to stay disciplined. I think we lost a little bit of our discipline in that game, and it's going to be really important for us to stay together and defend as a team because they're going to be coming for us, and what we know from last time we played may not be true for this time.
And Makamai Gomera-Stavens looks like she's probably not going to play because of a red card that was administered in the UW game. She scored 2 goals against Montana. What do you think? How do you think that might change your offensive approach in this game? And she's obviously so good at, clearing the ball and holding the ball in the midfield as well, too, which takes some pressure off of you and defensively.
It just gives other players an opportunity to step up. Like I said earlier, everyone is on this team for a reason, and they're good enough to be on this team. So it might look a little bit different. She is a dribble penetrator, but we have some great final passers on this team, and you never know who you're going to get in that position.
Not to be overly morbid, but when you were a freshman, that senior class, they lost to Northwestern on this field in the first round of the NCAA tournament on that golden goal. Take me back to that moment there. What was the team's reaction, and what was it like for those seniors seeing their college careers end in that fashion?
As a freshman, you don't quite get it. You can never really understand until you're a senior. Even if you've been a senior before in high school, you never truly understand the emotions. And so I can only speak from my freshman self perspective, but there's just a feeling of letting down your leaders, and a bit of dismay. And of course, as with every other game, you always go back and try and look at what you could have done better.
And last year you were playing with house money as a team. You got shipped off to the East Coast. I think Central Florida's number 5 in the country. You had nothing to lose. Now this time you're hosting against a team that doesn't have a winning record and you already soundly beat. Do you feel like there's any added pressure on your shoulders as a team hosting now?
I'd say it's just always hard to beat a team twice, and so we have to focus up and go for it. We can't think about anything that has happened in this season. We haven't done anything yet. This is a fresh start, and we have 6 games to go out and prove ourselves.
Have Todd or John or Greg or any of the other assistants or members of the program addressed that with all of you yet?
Honestly, the coaching staff is just looking forward. They haven't said anything about our previous games. They're looking forward one game at a time.
And then last question for you now. Morgan got the same one too, but one more guaranteed game at Lower Soccer Field. Going to be a good environment. You see how many fans turn out to create a good home field atmosphere. What's it mean for you just to get the opportunity to play here one last time and do so in the NCAA tournament?
This has become my home over the last 4 years, and so being able to step on the pitch one more time is an added bonus, and I don't think I was quite ready to say goodbye to it last game against UW, and so it'll be a nice final finale, and it'll be great to have our fans out. I know they'll come out strong, and they're always a very smart, soccer-smart fan base. They'll be supporting as best they can, and it's going to be a great time.